What's up, Duderinos? Welcome to the Game Addicts podcast, the show where we talk about the modern and retro video games that we play and collect. I'm this podcast player, one Brando, and joining me here today is this podcast player, two Mike.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 107, guys. How's it going out there? We have 2 more episodes for the year.
We do.
This episode, next week's episode, will be the last episode for the year. We're going to be taking a week off for the week of Christmas. No Game Addicts that week.
Well, there'll be, yeah.
I mean, I will be streaming on Twitch. I'll be playing some games over my holiday.
There would be something.
I mean, there's going to be something. But I'm not. No podcast. We're going to be taking a week off because we can do that. We can just do that, right? So this week, guys, we're going to be going over some of our bonusmas, Christmas pickups.
Yes.
I got some games. We got some new hardware. And, of course, the Game Awards were last week, which there were a lot of announcements, a lot of winners, of course, announced as well. We're going to be going over that next week. Hopefully we have a guest here on the show, a longtime friend of the show, and we're going to be looking at year in review for basically the year of 2018. What were some of our favorite games? What were some of the biggest things that happened? And, of course, how did some of these companies fare? Some companies fared very well and others not so much. Yeah. I'm not saying I was right because I didn't predict anything. I didn't predict nothing.
I never said he did.
I'm just saying, there's not too many companies that can go from bad to worse. But Bethesda did it.
They did.
Bethesda did it.
The thing is that they were on top. They were like the tippy top. They were like, boom, I'm here. And then all of a sudden, dropped. And then they keep going, and they keep going. It's like, good Lord.
Yeah, man. It's really to hope they can turn it around. But let's start with pickup first. I got my pickups. I got games over here.
Do your games.
Okay, yeah. So first of all, I got some new stuff for the stream, for my stream. I mean, we got stuff here. We got new lights. We got new things over there. We got a new interface. So please let us know how we sound if you're tuning this live, which you can check us out live every single Wednesday, just like today, as we're recording this live on twitch.tv/GameAddictsPlay and on our Facebook page or our Facebook Live. We're now streaming to both. And, of course, the podcast goes out every single Thursday morning to your podcast services around the globe. I did that little plug there. So
that's good, yeah. Get your bag. Your bag of goodies. Do I need to hold?
No.
Because I don't have very much room.
Move your phone.
No.
Move it. There's a lot of stuff here. So some of the stuff that I got I got a couple of backup games. So, like, they're games I already have, but I got them for collector reasons. Anyway, first couple here, they're not rare. None of these games in here are rare.
Right.
I want to say that. None of these games are going to knock you out of the park. These are games that I have been eyeing for a while or wanting to just kind of fill out for my collections. And the first two here I got, because I don't own them in my collection, and 2, I kind of want to stream them at some point to do a full series stream. Resident Evil 5 and 6. I have never played 6. I played the demo, didn't like it. I played 5 back in the day when it came out. I played through it with our good buddy Silent Rob.
Yeah.
And I liked it. It was fun. It's not scary Resident Evil. It's like Gears of Evil, kind of.
Yeah.
It's like a mix between the two. It's fun to play. It's just not. It's not old school evil, man. Oh, I missed a sticker on the back. Anyway,
I missed all the stickers.
Yeah, I spent an hour and a half cleaning all my games last night.
Yeah, I need to.
And
break down and
that RE5 is the one with all the DLC. Because there's actually a DLC where you actually go to a place that's very reminiscent of the original mansion.
Ooh.
What do you want, dog? What's up, dog meat?
He's like, hey, will you love me?
Yeah, I'll love you. How you doing, buddy? Next two games. Persona 4 Arena, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. These are 2D fighting games, and an extension to the story of Persona 4.
Yeah.
Persona 4 Arena continues the story. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax continues that story. Pretty cool. Same characters. They even throw in some Persona 3 characters as well. For there, and there's like there's a full story mode, and it plays, in cutscenes ish. What I mean by cutscenes is like conversations. Pretty similar. Same voice actors, and the main character is actually voiced now. Holy crap! I was not expecting that because your character isn't voiced in the original game. Everybody else is, and now they actually gave him a voice and a name.
Look at that.
Guess what they name him?
What?
You.
Gotta love it.
Oh, it's great. Last on the PS3, Killzone Trilogy. I remember playing the original Killzone on PS2, and I never touched any of the other ones. So, I've been eyeing this for a while. This has not gone down in price for a long time.
It's pretty much kind of peaked.
Well, it's as far as like I don't know if it is going to go further down. And again, it wasn't bad. Of course, all made by Guerrilla Games, and then they made the Shadows Fall.
Yeah.
Which I need to pick up. That's super cheap. But how this works, it's on 2 discs. Disc 2, you have to install stuff on the disc.
Yeah.
And then you have to go into extras and then play Killzone 1.
Huh. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. And that is because Killzone 1 is a PS2 game. It's been remastered in HD. Killzone 2 and then Killzone 3 are PS3 games.
Nice.
So you access Killzone 2 just because when you put the disc in there, it says Killzone 2. I'm like, what? But it was under the trilogy special content. Next game here, Wing Commander 3 on the original PlayStation.
Just because.
Now, I own Wing Commander 4. That's why I bought it.
Yeah.
And this had been in there for a while, and I've been eyeing it. I'm like, I kind of want to buy it, but I don't.
Yeah.
The reason why I bought this, honestly, because I have the other one. It's one of those early FMV. It has a lot of those. This is across 4 discs way back when. And let me see if there's a copyright year on here. 96 copyright year.
Shoo.
4 discs, and it's got this has over 3 hours of live action video, and this has actual actors. Of course, this stars Mark Hamill, right? So good old Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, Joker. It also has Malcolm McDowell in this as well.
It's crazy.
It also has John Rhys Davies. So if anybody is a fan of sliders like me, the Professor Maximilian Arturo. Or he's also in Lord of the Rings. He's a little dude.
Yeah.
And then also one of Hamill's flying buddies, Tom Wilson, Biff.
Yeah, Biff.
Biff from Back to the Future. He is in this as well. This is really interesting. I wish I had captured all the footage that I was testing games for the last 2 days, because this has some of the most it is so cool for the time to see this in a video game.
Right.
These are real actors. These are people who you kind of know and you've seen around.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, I mean, it's Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, I mean, you know who Luke is, and you know who Biff is.
And, so they voice him when you're, so what's this game? What do you do? Well, you're flying through space on, a space fighter, and you're in the cockpit view. You're never in any other view, as far as I'm aware. And you fly around in a 3D plane, dogfighting with other ships. Fun. It's fun. This game was developed by Origin, who was purchased by EA and then named their store after they closed them down. So
surprise, you go to EA to die.
Exactly. But what was cool about it is I'm like, man, this looks like crap, but it's so cool. And then they have these big giant cat tiger looking dudes or lions, and they look so bad. Oh my gosh, it looks so bad.
But for the time, it was pretty decent.
I mean, for a video game, yeah. So what do we got? What else we got? All right. For the Xbox One. Recore. If anybody tuned into our stream for our Extra Life charity stream, I played Recore for hour and a half, 2 hours.
And loved it.
I loved it. It's like Mega Man meets Banjo-Kazooie. And of course, this is made by the original creator of Mega Man, Keiji Inafune, and the development company is the company that made Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
Good game. It's good enough that I bought it, you know. Also on the Xbox One, State of Decay 2, because it's already $15. I tried it out via Game Pass, and it's not great, but I had fun.
See, State of Decay, the first one was really good.
What I mean by that is it did not blow me away. Is like from what I'm understanding, this is like more of the same as State of Decay 1.
Yeah.
With some enhancements and with some, stuff you can do. What I'm saying is do not expect Last of Us level of storytelling in this.
Oh, no.
But it's fun. I had fun.
It's just a horror survival game.
But I liked the team aspect of it.
Yeah.
Where like you can lose a character and then he's just dead.
Yep.
But as long as you got people left, you can still play the game. Up next for the Wii U, Hyrule Warriors. This is now out on the Switch with all the DLC. This was $8. I've been saying for a while now that the Wii U games are starting to go down. Like the Mario games are still about $15-20. So
that's significantly lower than what they have been.
Right. And Hyrule Warriors was $8. This is, of course, made by the people who do Dynasty Warriors and all that crap. But they do something differently with this. It's not quite Dynasty Warriors. It's not quite Zelda. It's a lot of fun, though. Couldn't say no for $8, and it was free because of how many games I bought.
Yeah.
Ended up being one of my 6 games. Also, on the Wii U, Lego Avengers. I have a bunch of Lego games on Wii and Wii U. I have Lego Batman Trilogy. I have Lego Marvel. And so this is kind of like the sequel to that. But this is like, it follows through the story of, you can say, it says, experience your favorite moments from the Avengers, Age of Ultron, Iron Man 3, Captain America First Avenger, Winter Soldier, and Thor the Dark World in classic Lego style. You can also unlock classic Marvel characters, and it's not just the ones from the movie. There's other characters in here as well.
It's awesome.
So, yeah, I mean, I've been meaning to pick it up for a while. This game was probably a little cheaper on like one of the other consoles, but I had to get on the Wii U because that's where I've been having my Lego games. I've just been keeping them on the Nintendo consoles, and I got Lego City Undercover for that as well. I need to get the Lego Star Wars games at some point.
Yeah.
And so I'm just kind of rounding out what's left of what I want to get for the Wii U. Xbox 360, Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Lollipop Chainsaw, this crazy, wacky, fun action game where you run around as a hot chick killing zombies. It's also made by James Gunn of the Guardians of the Galaxy fame.
Yeah.
Also available on the PS3, but I got it for the 360. The last 2 games are games, of course, I own, but I only own the collector's edition version of them on this console. So I went back and only paid like $5 for each. In fact, one of them the last one was free. So I only paid like $3. Can't say no to that. Mass Effect 2 and 3. I got standard edition copies of them. These are going to be my backup copies in case my other. I always need backup copies in case they quit working. They're like their Mass Effect.
And you play the crap out of them.
I haven't for a while.
Yeah.
I haven't for a while. I've been good.
Until BioWare was like, oh, by the way, the team from Anthem is now working on a new
Mass Effect.
You're going to be like, okay, I'm done.
Or until Shutdown, when I might play through the first game.
Yeah. True.
On stream. So, what else is in here? Well, I saved the Mass Effect games for last for a reason. I got the guides for Mass Effect 2. Hardcover collector edition.
Yeah.
This was $5.
You rub it like, yeah. Like you really need that.
I don't. Look at that.
It's pristine. It barely even has a nick on the corner.
The outside of it.
Like I said, it's got little nicks on the corner.
The outside of it has shelfware. Because it was sitting there like this, and I'm like, okay, that's not good. Let me just see it. And he pulled it out. I'm like, oh, that's nice. And then I opened it, and it's like, ooh, that's crisp.
And I think somebody bought it just for.
And they could have. I have all the guides now. Before this,
right?
But I have the guide for Mass Effect 1 and the collector art book.
Yep.
This art book the art book with 2 came with the collector's edition, so I have that one. I have the collector's edition of 1, 2, and 3. I now have the original versions of 1, 2, and 3. I now have the collector's guide for Mass Effect 2.
Not crazy at all about this.
I'm not. No, I'm not. But here's the kicker. It came with its poster.
Which is going up.
It is. Right alongside. Well, no, not right alongside the original. Mike, help me with this.
I have to move.
I don't know if the lights will see it. That's a pretty decent sized poster.
Yeah, it is. It is a very decent sized poster.
Shepard, Miranda, and Thane fighting off the collectors. And a freaking Praetorian up there.
Yeah.
It's hard to see with the glare. But, oh, okay, there it is. It's not so bad. But I opened this in the store, and there was a dude in there buying like an Xbox One game, like a race. Why did you?
I didn't do that.
You did that. I saw it. Wait, stop.
I got it.
All right.
There we go.
You almost ruined it.
No, you took it down too fast. Anywho, guy in the store, you showed it, and he was like,
"Whoa, what game is that?" I said, "Mass Effect 2." The other one I got is the collector's guide for Mass Effect Andromeda. I mean, look at that one.
Yeah.
It still even has a thing on the back where you can peel that. You can peel this thing off.
But why would you want to? Don't do it.
I'm not doing it. But I mean, like, do I need this? No. I actually just got the original, like, non-collector's version, like, 3 months ago. And
yeah.
It's still sitting on my futon where I set it when I set it down. I need to clean the game room. But I mean, again,
it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that it didn't do very well.
No, I do want to play it again, because I don't think it's a bad game. I just want to state that I don't think Mass Effect Andromeda is a bad game. It's disappointing, especially with how good the original trilogy is, despite its shortcomings. Because dog meat smelling my books. Get out of here. I will say that with absolute certainty that the original trilogy is not perfect. It's got its faults. But the team that made Andromeda just should not have been the team to make that game.
No, should not have.
Do I think it's better now as far as playability? Yes. I mean, it never really played bad. It's just uneven. If you love Mass Effect, it's good enough to get into. It does take a while for the story to really sink you in and really keep you going.
As far as I went through it, I had to I was like, nope, I'm done. Can't keep going. I can't remember. I was like 10, 16 hours deep on the third world, and I'm just like,
the worlds just take too long to go through.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just it. They wanted exploration, and they put it in there. They put it in there all right. But those are my gaming pickups. Again, I got a new webcam, the webcam that we're currently using. I got the same kind. I've got a new light. I've got a green screen, so I'm gonna try and do chroma key and do all that kind of stuff for my stream. But it's looking pretty good. I'm looking forward to in the next couple days setting some stuff up back there, trying some stuff out. My gaming chair should be here either Friday or sometime next week.
Yep.
It's not giving me I'm pretty sure that by either tomorrow or Friday it'll be like, yeah, okay, here's when it's coming. I also ordered something that I'm going to review here for the show. And we've talked about it because it was on Kickstarter. I think it was.
Yeah.
It's called Satisfy Switch Grip. Sorry.
You got it? You all right?
The Satisfy Switch Grip. And it gives you it's like a handheld grip for your Switch. And it gives you more of an ergonomic feel for it. Yeah, some say it feels more like an Xbox style and in your hands. And then I ordered that along with a case. And I also got a Satisfy Joy-Con grip, since it was only $20, and it acts just like your grip that comes with your system, but it has a more ergonomic feel.
Right.
So And I'll be, checking that out and reviewing that here for the show. You can also check out some other reviews for that. It's currently available. I just got an email saying that they messed up on their count on their inventory, and there's 125 holiday bundles left. They have a special limited edition red one available for right now for $20. I'm sorry, the bundle's like $48. I'm sorry, but you get a travel case, and you get the grip, and you get a USB Type-C cord.
And you're like, oh, no.
I actually wanted the black one because I have the red. I already have red Joy-Cons. I have the Mario red.
Right.
And Walmart had the Mario Odyssey third-party Joy-Con grip on clearance for $7. Pick that up. Goes right along with my Joy-Cons.
Right.
Only the red's different. Because Nintendo didn't make this. Yeah.
It looks horrible then, doesn't it?
It just looks weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a cool little collector's item. It's cool. For $7, who can complain?
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But so what all did you get?
Mine is all hardware, so I pretty much finished the whole PC. It is running currently. And I got us a new interface here, which is what we're currently using.
Yes, indeed.
And it works. Seems to be working pretty well.
Yeah, if you're watching live,
gotta dial it in.
Please feel free to tell us how we sound, tell us to turn it up, tell us to shut up, all that kind of stuff.
We won't shut up, though.
No, probably not, because we still got like a lot more show to do.
And then my wife picked up some lights here that we now are going to use, which really helps.
How's it is it too much for your eyes?
No, it's fine. It hasn't even bothered me one bit.
That is funny, because you complained when we had dimmer lights. You're like, my eyes!
But now I'm used to it, so it doesn't bother me as much. I don't want to hear it.
Oh, man.
But other than
I used to laugh at you because I'm like, this isn't that bright.
Other than that, I also got to pull out some of the stuff I bought years ago.
Yeah.
Because I finally have a computer built. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much all I picked up. Yeah, I'm just trying to make it to where we don't have to pack the house over here every time. Or you don't have to pack your house over here every time.
Yeah.
So, that helps.
Absolutely. And so here soon, I'm only going to have to bring maybe my laptop and a microphone.
Yeah.
And then maybe within the next year, I'll buy another microphone for my place. For my streams. And just leave it alone.
One.
Maybe.
The $400 one?
Maybe. We'll see.
But, yeah, the only thing I really want to do next is
paint the wall. Yes.
Paint the wall, get it all.
So if you're watching live, our normal poster set up in the background, it's gone. We took it down. And we're going to paint the wall a different color. It's going to be like a more dark gray.
More neutral.
Yeah, more neutral. Well, I mean, it's not like the wall behind us isn't neutral. It's fine. It shows up pretty light on screen. But I really like the darker look.
Yeah.
And, so we found a color that we agree on. And we're going to put shelves up and try and put some decor, some of our collectibles and stuff like that up. So,
yeah.
So for those of you who watch live each and every week or watch the live video not live video, but the recorded video on YouTube, if you want to see us, sit here and chat, you'll have something better to look at. I mean,
right.
Especially if we get the bulbs. I did bring over my Xbox light that I got from Nate that he gave to me when he worked at GameStop. He wanted to get both. He had like a choice. Or he ended up with a choice. At first, he was going to get both, but then somebody else said that they wanted one. There are two lights, PlayStation 2 or Xbox. And the other kid, I guess, really wanted PS2, or he said he wanted the Xbox one first. But then he was like, "Well, we're also going to get rid of this one." He goes, "Oh, cool, I want that one. In fact, I might want that one even more." And the other guy's like, "I want one." And he's like, "Oh, well, I already said I'd take this one."
Right.
So, when he was at his apartment, they had it up on top of their cabinets, plugged in. Like in their kitchen, and then when he moved back in with his dad for a while, it just sat in a closet.
Yeah, all we need is... I would like to get bulbs. I know that you don't care, but I would like to get bulbs.
I would like to see...
what it looks like.
Yeah. I would hate to buy the bulbs and have it be dead. Because then what we could do is that we could gut it and then get it set up with new bulbs or a new fixture. If that's
the cool thing is that you can just buy those whole setups on Amazon and they slide right into place. So you just take the old ones out.
Yep.
Good to go. But yeah, we'd like to get this a little more personalized.
Yeah.
Right now we just kind of kept the posters I had up.
Well, and we talked about putting up a few shelves, and of course, usually I'm on one side of the screen, you're on the other side. This is kind of the way that it just
happened to lay out. Yeah.
I mean, there's been a few episodes where we've been reversed, like the first episode that we ever tried, or I attempted doing video just to see what it looked like with Tyler. We were on opposite sides of the table.
Yeah.
It was weird. And then we've had episodes where if we've had three people, I've been in the middle, but you've been over here. But typically we're like this. And so what we're going to do on the wall is have a shelf on one side with stuff from each of us to help kind of stuff that we each pick. I want to put this up there, put that up there. If we get new stuff, we can put that up there,
Yep.
Just stuff that help kind of define the character of the show and each of us. So
maybe we'll have enough room for my amiibo collection.
I wonder how bad that amiibo would glare.
I don't know. You want to grab one?
No.
Afterwards?
Oh, afterwards? Okay, yeah. Say, I don't want to do it now. I'm tired.
No, I don't want to get up because I'm kind of packed in here.
I'm tired.
You got me dot.
Yeah, hopefully you don't have to have
Tinkle?
a little bit. Have a little bit of your illness kick in.
It's gone.
Oh, it's gone?
As long as I keep chugging the agua.
Okay. Well, good. Good.
So we're just going to roll with it.
All right. So. Last week was the Game Awards.
The Game
Awards. And there was
Borderlands 3 huge leak.
Is it a video, though?
It's a YouTube video, but I'm going to try to look up this stuff as you go through it.
So the Game Awards happen. Of course, we have some big announcements, some smaller announcements. That's what I like about the Game Awards. It's like gaming in general. It's sort of just it celebrates gaming, big and small. And, there were a couple of really big moments, but also some really cool, just relatively cool moments in general. So one of the first things that surprised me, if you watched the pre-show, we played the trailer for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. And yeah, dude, I'm super stoked for that. It's exclusive to the Switch. Of all things, it's exclusive to the Switch. Surprised the crap out of me there.
Yeah.
So be that as it may, it's like, well, I have a Switch. I can buy it. Did you find anything?
Borderlands 3 was a no-show at Game Awards past Tuesday, despite heavy teasing that the announcement was imminent. That said, details on the game are starting to seemingly leak through the internet. Days ago, the game's character classes were leaked, and now what appears to be character art for the game has surfaced. That's pretty much, it's got different classes are Beastmaster, Soldier, Tech Mechanic, Iron Boar, Bot Jock, the Assassin that uses gadgets pre-assembled, the Operative, and the Siren. That's pretty much it, other than them saying if it's impressive, if it's fake, it's very impressively fake.
Okay.
So,
right
other
on.
than that, that's just... It just popped up on my YouTube. Hey, you should look at this. So I figured I'd bring it up. Yeah. I hope it's real.
Well, I mean, it's been a while since Borderlands. What the pre-sequel came out right around the time that the PS4 and Xbox One were coming out, because it was released on the older consoles, and then they had to remaster it.
Say so. Borderlands prequel.
Pre-sequel.
2012. Wait.
Was it really 2012?
I'm trying to look. I'm trying to get the Wikipedia. Come on. Wikipedia.
Anything?
I'm pulling it up right here. It is. It was released for Microsoft Windows, OS X, Linux, PlayStation 3.
October 14th, 2014. So the same year.
And then Xbox One ports released on March 24th, 2015.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously the Handsome Edition came out, which is what I picked up. But we digress.
Really digress. Okay, so like we also showed the trailers for what was the next one we showed? The Far Cry. New Dawn. We showed a trailer we on the pre-show for the Anthem story trailer, the Dragon Age teaser trailer, which looks beautiful. I know it does. Crash Team Racing.
Crash Team Racing looks
the remake.
good.
Yeah, I am super stoked for that because, as you said, it's a perfect time with the success of the Insane trilogy. No better time to jump in it. Of course, Mario Kart did really well. If this is half as good as that, it'll be a good game.
Yeah.
Because Mario Kart 8 is amazing.
Phenomenal. Mario Kart 8 is the best Mario Kart.
I really liked
Mario Kart game, period.
The last Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed.
Yeah.
I really liked that one. I played it on the Vita.
It's still not Mario Kart 8.
No, but I felt like that was the closest thing to like Diddy Kong Racing that I'd seen in a long time.
Yeah.
One game that I really played, or that I played that I really, really enjoyed on the PS3 was Mod Nation Racers. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, I played it a little bit. I enjoyed it.
I thought it was awesome. I mean,
it was a fun little game.
The thing is that by the time you came around, it still had a lot of activity, but man, when that game came out, there was so much activity on that game. So many people were playing it.
Yeah.
So what else did we? The last thing, the last trailer was the Outer Worlds.
Yes.
Which is the new Obsidian game, and from the original creators of Fallout, and of course a lot of the same team that worked on Fallout New Vegas from Obsidian. Essentially, this is their answer, and I mean they've been making it for a couple years, so it's not fair to say that.
Right.
But its announcement right after all the backlash from 76. It's funny.
It's perfect.
It seems to have a lot of humor. We watched the big last week. Or was it actually? It was when we did Plus. It was on Sunday.
Yep.
We watched a kind of an extended gameplay thing from it, and it looks like Fallout. It has similar stuff that it has the not VAT system. It has the not special system. It has so many things in here that you're like, Fallout? And they're like, no.
But. And they brought back the dumb responses.
Yeah, you can be an idiot. Now, the cool thing about this is that this is being made by a team of about 200 people.
Yes.
So it's a relatively small development team. We don't know, if it's going to be an open world, big open area like a Fallout game.
I mean, it looked like it.
But I'm hearing that it could just be you going from area to area in your ship.
Oh, yes. I assume that's what it's going to be.
So instead of a big, massive place for you to explore, you go in your ship to some other places. And the places that you go explore are so big that you can go to.
Right. Different regions.
Which I would be okay with that. There's also a squad-based system, kind of like a BioWare game.
You have two, is what I saw.
Yeah. Yeah. So kind of like, Mass Effect or something like that.
It looks awesome.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. So, who won at the Game Awards?
So, we're going to go with Game of the Year.
You want to start all the way at the Game of the Year?
I'm starting. We can go to the bottom.
Well, I was going to say,
Industry Icon. That's what my bottom one is.
Mine is Content Creator of the Year.
Why don't I have that?
That was Ninja. Then you have Best Esports Moment, Best Esports Host, Best Esports Event, Best Esports Coach, Best Esport Team, Best Esport Player, Best Esport Game, Best Debut Indie Game.
We know which one that one is. Celeste.
Nope.
Really?
Nope. it would be The Messenger from Sabotage. Celeste isn't even on here. So that must not be that studio's debut game.
Truth.
Best student game, Combat 2018. Best multiplayer game. Take a wild guess on this one.
Could never guess. What is it? Will you tell me, please?
Fortnite.
Huh.
Best sports/racing game.
I'm trying to get to it.
Because it's the only racing game nominated.
Horizon.
Forza Horizon 4.
Yep, there it is.
Best strategy game, Into the Breach. Best family game,
Overcooked 2.
Overcooked 2. Best fighting game,
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah, and then best role-playing game, Monster Hunter World.
That was actually kind of surprising to me.
Yeah.
Not that it's bad, but I was kind of expecting Octopath to take it.
Yeah.
But kudos to Monster Hunter. It's the biggest Monster Hunter game.
Good job, Capcom.
Yeah.
Really doing a good job with this. Best-selling game they've ever had.
Best action/adventure game, God of War.
That was, yeah.
Best action game, Dead Cells.
That's a big.
Best VR/AR game, Astrobot Rescue Mission. I am hearing. Okay, so this is a PlayStation exclusive, right?
Yeah.
I've heard this compared to the Mario 64 to VR games. Like what they said Mario 64 were the third person 3D platformers.
This is it.
Like this game, Astrobot Rescue Mission for VR is that game. Is that like on that level?
So, best mobile game, Florence. I have never heard of that. Beat out PUBG and Fortnite.
Right? Best independent game, Celeste. Games for Impact, Celeste.
It did really well. All right, so best performance, Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan. In Red Dead Redemption 2.
This was the first televised. Like, I think that this award was the first one that was televised. I'm like, holy crap. He actually won, and it seemed like he was kind of surprised too. I will say that it's like we didn't play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, not that we just didn't play it, so I don't know how she did as Cassandra. But Christopher Judge as Kratos surprised the crap out of me as being a new Kratos.
I like Christopher Judge as character, period, in all he's played.
Right.
I've watched him for a while.
And he did tremendous.
It sounds perfect.
There are times where he is like exactly as you would expect, but it's weird because, so the old Kratos, he was just yelling a lot. This one's very subdued, very down, very low.
Come on, boy.
And then my favorite is like he actually opens up and talks.
Yeah.
It's good. And then, of course, the Yuri Lowenthal, who played Peter Parker, Spider-Man.
Did a fantastic job.
Absolutely. He's probably one of the best voice Spider-Mans that I've ever heard.
Oh, yeah.
So, kudos.
Outside of the animated series.
Well, actually, I think he's better than the animated series.
Yeah.
I think he's better than him, to be honest
so.
with you. But, I mean, I voted for Yuri when we voted here live on the show. That was before I beat Red Dead 2. And as that game went on, that guy won me over so much with so much emotion and everything. Handed off to Roger Clark. He definitely deserved it. Best audio design, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Best score/music,
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Best art direction.
I want to talk about this.
Okay.
Now, best audio design.
I skipped.
I was a little surprised that Red Dead won it. Not that it didn't deserve it. If you play it with headphones, man, it's immersive.
Right.
All the little sounds and everything. But of course, like I was thinking in terms of audio design, I was thinking of Forza Horizon 4 and how they've captured the engine sounds and then the soundtrack. Everything.
But for me, like I'm a big Forza fan. You expect that from Forza. Like if it stamps a Forza name on it, yeah, you expect it to be dead on because they really take the time to get in there and listen to the motor and stuff. So I think that Red Dead was a pleasant surprise.
For best score, what I like is that, yes, Red Dead Redemption 2 has a phenomenal score. It has different styles of music. I don't know how many I counted. It was like maybe like 6 or 7. There's like, what I really love is that there are like 3 different moments in the game, maybe 2 big ones. One is when you're like, both of them, like they're all when you're going to go do something with a group, and you're like, we're going to go tear shit up, and they have the Native American war drums in the background.
Yeah,
like just building up the tension. And there's something that I haven't heard anybody else say, and I know you've heard it. The further you get into the game, the more that the group starts dividing in two, essentially.
Yeah.
The gang. You're walking around. You're used to hearing people talk. Somebody play guitar. Really fun, laid back. Instead, there's this little bass beat in the background. And there's tension.
I mean, there's tension in the game. That makes sense.
Well, I mean, just walking around the camp. And that is detail. Because you're walking around the camp, and people are separated. They're in their different people. They're in their different cliques. They're not intermingling anymore like they used to.
Yeah.
They're not chilling back, talking around the fire, playing guitar, singing, playing games. And then it just, in the background, I didn't hear it the first few times, but when I had headphones on. And it reminded me in similarity to how they scored The Dark Knight. If you've ever listened to The Dark Knight, I know you guys, a lot of people watch that movie, but every time the Joker's on the screen and it's building tension, there's this weird scratching, squealing sound that it just slowly gets built up and faded in as the scene goes on. And and you're meant to not really notice it. But it's meant to like subconsciously like make you sucked in, and like the more that he's on screen, the more that he's doing stuff, the more that you are like drawn to the tension. And I feel like they kind of did that there with the little subtle background, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, oh. The further you get into that game, the further that stuff starts happening. But then, of course, the music. There's plenty of music here that actually has words. They're real songs. And, of course, they're written by Woody Jackson and his team. And they actually played a medley of those songs at the Game Awards. It's pretty cool. One of them is, the song that plays after you get back from Guarma. Spoilers for Red Dead. That's really not big. I just said the name. So after you get back from there and you're riding, it plays a song as you're riding back to your camp. And then parts of that same song play at the very, very end. And then there's another song. Here I am playing the game, right? And then there's a song called Cruel, Cruel World. And it's like, dude's riding along, and I'm like, that's Willie Nelson. So there's 2 versions of the song. There's a song that's sung by whoever they got to sing it for the game, and then they got Willie Nelson to sing it. Willie Nelson. Woody Jackson did the score. So best art direction, Return of Obra Dinn. By the name, I didn't know it, but when I saw it, I recognized it from earlier in the year. Best narrative, Red Dead Redemption 2. So this beat out Detroit, God of War, Life is Strange, and Marvel Spider-Man.
I think the Marvel Spider-Man was phenomenal.
Oh, I still haven't played Detroit. I have it, and I'm going to play it over Shutdown. I haven't played, but on as far as like best narrative of a story, I would not have been mad if God of War, Spider-Man, or Red Dead won. Red Dead does something with a narrative in 60 hours you don't see in that type of game.
Right.
There's subtlety. There's not so subtlety. It's a long game, but I love by the time you get to the end of it, you're drawn in and you're attached to these characters. Spider-Man told a great original Spider-Man story.
It did.
It got you sucked in. I did not want to stop playing that game when I got so far into it. God of War. Never would have expected that level of narrative from that game. Because I don't consider the older games to be on that deep a level. You're getting revenge on the gods. You're killing gods, fighting gods, doing stuff. You go to hell. You come back.
Pretty much.
You're doing puzzles. This is so much deeper than that. And it doesn't start off that way. And it gets more and more. The more that you play it, the more you get in, the more that you really dive into these two characters, because these two characters are together the whole time. I was so surprised by that game.
Yeah. And the next one.
Best game direction. God of War.
Oh, that's not what it is on mine, but all right.
Best game direction was won by God of War. Of course, this is the guy who, when the reviews came out, and as being overwhelmingly positive, he shot a video thanking everybody, and then he broke down in tears.
Yeah, because as he says, it shouldn't be all about the scores.
Yeah, but it is. But it is. And then he knew that from there on in, it's like, okay, we did good. And then the rest will come. And it did.
Yeah, it did when you win Game of the Year.
Yeah, spoiler.
Yep.
God of War won Game of the Year. I was not expecting it, and neither were they.
I bet they were thinking that Red Dead was going to...
That's what I thought was going to win it. From the get-go, when you have Red Dead winning narrative, soundtrack, score, soundtrack, audio design, performance. I'm like, well, that's a clean sweep for the night. I was expecting it, and no, Game of the Year, God of War, and I am not complaining. The only thing that I can't complain about is that Spider-Man went home with nothing, and that's a shame. Celeste won awards. Assassin's Creed Odyssey didn't win any awards either. Monster Hunter won RPG, and Red Dead won its fair share. But the Spider-Man is not to be overlooked. The fact that it made the list.
I was going to say, making the list is what matters.
And the fact is, on this list, there are 2 Sony exclusives.
Yes.
Now, to be fair, Spider-Man's made by Insomniac, which isn't a owned studio from Sony. It's just a deal.
Right.
So, Sony did not make Spider-Man. Sony did make God of War. But that's a big, feather in your hat to say 2 of the games that were in the Game of the Year are ours.
And one of them won it.
And then, you're in there with Red Dead Redemption 2, which is the biggest game of the fall. You're in there with a game like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is blowing people away, apparently. You're in there with a game like Monster Hunter World, which is one of the first big games of the year to come out way early on. And unfortunately, I think people kind of forgot about, whoa, this game's awesome. And then and honestly, I think that's why maybe God of War, the team over there were thinking, we're probably not going to win because of the fact that, Red Dead is so new and it's so fresh. People are like, oh, this game's amazing. And of course they're like, yeah, it is. It's awesome. We're playing it. Right. But it's like, we wish we could win, We're probably going to get forgotten about. And they won. They're like,
all right.
So kudos to God of War. I cannot wait for more of that style, because that's so scary when you have a series that is established.
Yeah.
In 4 games.
Think about him, where he's at during this entire thing of this isn't living up to what we want. Shit.
The director, yes, yes. The whole behind the scenes where there was pressure and it wasn't working, and it came together in the final months, and boy did it ever. But that is
unplayable 2 months before launch, or 2 months before it went gold. It was unplayable. That's a big deal.
And the thing is that they never gave up on him. They didn't say, you're out, we're going to put someone in here that can. They kept with him. He kept with his team, and they got it working. It came out. There's nothing really wrong with the game. It's one of the more beautiful looking games on the PS4 Pro, or PS4 in general. As I said, this game has almost like a Last of Us effect, where you're like, wow, the journey that these 2 characters go on. That is the prize of this game. That is the prize of God of War. the new God of War, the journey that Kratos and Atreus take together, the journey that you go on because you're in a whole new world of God. So you get to, of course, you get to like mess around and fight, and it's big and epic and loud, like the old God of Wars, but it's more visceral, and the way they change the camera, you're like, whoa, so they're changing this up? Like, does it play the same? Yeah, for the most part.
Right.
Okay. Not really, because now you have an axe. So now it's different. Now you have a whole different play mechanic because now you can fight with no axe, yes axe. Spoiler alert, with the blades. The blades are more effective towards dead people.
Yeah.
If you use the blades, and then you have enemies that are like, okay, I have to use the axe. Okay, I actually need to like put my axe up and use my fists. It changes, and then of course they'll put you in fights with all three. Like, son of a bitch.
Right.
You're running around, and then guess what? You can use Atreus because he's going around. He's an AI, but then you can say fire, and it's like right if you time it just right, you can get a combo, and it's fun. It's like it keeps you like it makes my legs wiggle. That's like Spider-Man and the Batman Arkham games when I'm fighting and I'm sitting there playing, like my legs are wiggling because I'm like kicking like you son of a bitch. And God of War did that same thing, and it was not a game on my radar. I wasn't gonna get it, but because of the situation I was in with my PS4 and I happened to get a free game, okay, fine, I'll get it. I'll try it out. And then because I was, Blaine and Tyler had just got it, and they had only had it for a day or two, and they were like, "Yeah, it's good. We'll let you borrow it or whatever." And I ended up like, "Okay, yeah, I got it," and I tried it out. And like, okay. Next day, all right. And the more I played it, the more I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm kind of sucked into this.
It's all that matters.
I mean, and that's awesome. And that is super awesome. And of course, we're going to be talking about more of the other big awesome games and moments that happened next week here on the show. But I don't know how much we actually have to talk about this week.
There's not much.
So apparently the PS1 Classic kind of sucks.
Apparently the SNES Classic runs it better.
Headline: Fallout 76 players want one glitch to come back after being fixed.
Does it say which one?
Not in the headline. I'm not looking it up.
I know which one it is.
But yeah, somebody modded an SNES Classic, and apparently it plays some of the games that are on the PS1 Classic better, which is crazy. The PS1 Classic, it's almost as bad as Fallout 76.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's as bad as Fallout 76, though.
Maybe not. Death Stranding, is Kojima teasing an announcement? I don't know. Is he? The many were disappointed not to see any news during the Game Awards. Doesn't mean he's leaving. Kojima is leaving 2018 quietly. He took to Twitter to share a teaser. So I'm going to play this. More babies. More baby down your throat or whatever it is. And it's more Death Stranding. More Norman Reedus looking confused.
Just like the rest of us.
I know. He doesn't know what's going on either. I mean, if that's in engine, the game looks, it looks phenomenal as far as graphic-wise. I just don't know what you do in this game. Well, there's a gun. All right, so we see a gun finally. I didn't download this in preparation. I just saw it as we were ending the show. It's got a unique feel and soundtrack. It's going to be creepy. Watch the full trailer. Wait, what?
Wait, full trailer. Hold on a second.
Wait a minute. What
you
are
better
doing?
might want to download this.
Another hype new. Wait, hold on. It's not hard to. Yeah, it says in the article that none of us really know what's going on. No, we don't. So, yeah. So, in other news, even the Metal Gear Solid film director couldn't help but chime in. his praises for the mysterious title. Roberts and Kojima both met when the director approached him for direction on the upcoming Metal Gear movie. Though Kojima-san is no longer attached to the franchise, the pair still kept in touch because, let's be honest, it's Kojima. When discussing what he himself has seen so far about the upcoming title, Shrouded in the Mystery, he stated, "Today I watched Kojima-san direct a cutscene. I watched hours of his cinematics and witnessing one in real life was beyond special. Death Stranding is unlike anything you've ever seen. Get excited." When we don't have a release date.
Okay, I would get excited if I knew what's going on.
Yeah, nobody knows what's going on, man.
Tell me.
I have no idea. Game Awards. Here's a tidbit. Game Awards broadcast doubled its viewership over last year's show.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I saw that headline.
That is awesome news. The fact that Jeff Keighley over there, and that really puts out like a really cool end cap here on this week's episode. The fact that he is working so hard to give gamers something every year. A central show to celebrate gaming. And there's one thing, there is one thing that I wanted to showcase that happened for the very first time on the anywhere, and it was on the stage of the Game Awards.
Yeah.
It was Sean Layden, Phil Spencer, and Reggie Fils-Aimé, the heads of the North America, of Sony, Xbox, and Nintendo. So
standing together
on stage, introducing the show in solidarity. Of course, these guys are in competition with each other, even though they will openly say, "No, we're not. We're focusing on what we're doing." They know who their direct competitor is. Nintendo's been saying that they haven't been competitors for like 20 years, but come on now. We've seen them be able to financially maintain themselves even with low sales. Look at the Wii U and having less and less third-party games. But let's face it, the better that they're doing, the better that the game world is. And, of course, Nintendo's always innovating. The others are always looking at what they're doing. Not a bad idea. Sometimes they copy it. Sometimes they put their own spin on it. Sometimes they do it better. And then Nintendo comes out with something else completely off the wall. But they're always, I feel like this is very important because I feel like, it's less so now than it was maybe 10 years ago. Because I remember the whole Xbox versus PlayStation fanboy
Put
hate.
your dukes up.
It was pretty hardcore. Just like the PlayStation Nintendo was in the 90s or the Nintendo Sega was in the 90s. And Nintendo kind of got pushed aside. Yeah, you're the motion guys. No, we're the hardcore gamers. We're the system for that. We're the system. And it is left and right. But again, no matter where you're gaming, whether it's on one of these three great systems or whether you're on PC, whether you're on your on mobile, tablet, wherever, now is a never better time.
Never better.
It's never better to be a gamer right now. So that being said, we're going to wrap up this week's episode of the Game Addicts Podcast. Thank you for joining us live. If you did, of course, we're live each and every single Wednesday evening. We ran a little late this week by getting our new stuff set up. So we normally start around between 4 and 6, depending on when we get off work and how quickly we can get everything set up and the show rolling. And, of course, if you miss us live, you can always check out the audio version of the show on your favorite podcast app, on your mobile phone or on the computer. Just go over to GameAddictsPodcast.com or subscribe on your favorite podcast service. And if you do want to see the show in all its video formality, you can always check it out on the VOD on twitch.tv/GameAddictsPlay, or even better yet, go subscribe to our YouTube, where that's basically the backlog for everything that we do, video, audio, everything else kind of goes there. All of our gaming videos that we stream and everything goes there as well. So go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search Game Addicts Podcast. You'll find us. Help us get to 100. That way we can get our custom URL, and that way we can just tell you to go to youtube.com/whatever. So.
Yeah.
And then, of course, lastly, check us out on our social media, because we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and trying to get back into posting more stuff on those, as well as, we're when we do the show live, now we can do it on Facebook as well instead of just Twitch. So good news there. That being said, we only have one more episode to do before the year's over.
That's right.
It'll be next week. We'll be looking at the year in review, talking about some of our favorite games that we played this year, and maybe we'll take a little gander at what's coming for the next year as well.
Yeah.
So until next week, I've been Brando.
And I've been Mike.
Have a good one, guys. #GameOn. Later.